In this day and age, I think it's so important, more than ever, what you're focusing on. It's crucial because everything is speeding up. And so if you're focused on negative, it's coming to you faster and quicker, more and more. And same with the other. But the other seems to be the other. It seems to be more challenging for most of us to get steady and calm and centered and choose what it is we want to focus on and how we want to live and what we want our life to be like and that ideal version, because we're inundated and bombarded with the negative. And so we have to choose. We have to have that firm, disciplined focus. And so I think it's also very important, your intake, right? And that also can be really, really challenging. And I have it discovered in the past 6 years how challenging that really is. I was never really addicted to TV or computers or any of that stuff. And the more I've been alone, the more I have been. And especially doing this podcast, doing all these things, you end up getting on it more and more because there's so many beautiful, beneficial things, right? There's so much to learn and study and follow and listen to, and it's fantastic. But there's always an equal and opposite, right? So as phenomenal as it is, there's also the downside. Anything, everything, pros and cons. And so you can get, it is like the shock factor. It's like you're so shocked by some of the things you see or hear that you do start to look or listen or learn more because you are enticed. You're curious. You're like, what the fuck is that? What? But then, that's dangerous business. Again, especially in this day and age, with how quickly you can become sucked in, lured in, addicted to these things. And anyway, I wanted to give a shout out to, I have just run across a new reader who I have found so far to be exceptional. And I think the reason I really like her is she's very good at being clear and truthful. And I just really like her. I like what she has to say. I like the fact that she doesn't play into victimhood and she doesn't play into herodom. She's not looking at either. She's just trying to give you the clear truth. And I love it. I think it's so important who we listen to. I think she's a great one. And as always, I think Esther Hicks, Tony Robbins, Marissa Peers, there's some really great leaders out there who you can listen to, who have a very positive message that is also very clear and very truthful and very honest. And yes, sometimes some of them, it can be hard to swallow because it's hard to swallow those truths. But they give you the clear truth so you can choose. You can choose. Not that it's going to be easy, but it's so you can see more clearly and make the correct moves for you so that you don't play victim or you don't play martyr, you don't play hero, no. Here's what it is. Make your choice. That's what we're all doing anyway. And so it's handing your power back to you, really. I think the reason I really liked Perfectly Imperfect Tarot lately also is because I think she's very similar to my work where we're picking up on current energy. And although I try to offer clear messages, the way it comes through, as you know, it's like they play it through my body and pick on my experiences. So sometimes it does feel like such extra drama or a full-on show, the way it comes through, and they intensify everything. So it does feel very dramatic, and it does for me. I mean, it really does in those moments. Luckily, because that's how they're working with me and through me, I'm also able to pivot quickly afterwards. I'm able to release it. And I've been wanting to put out, there have been a few that I've recently listened to that I was going to upload. They were just the next in the queue to upload. But boy, oh boy, are they dramatic and harsh and heavy. And I thought, I really don't want to put that out. But I do keep getting the nudge to do so, because even though it's not all fully true for me, it's like it's true for so many. And sometimes when they can hear somebody else who gets it or feels it as deeply as they do, it helps them come up out of their funk, right? It's like they can hear somebody else who can reach the depths they can, but then also show them to come up the fuck out of it. If it's a nightmare, stop fucking talking about it. But some of them are very, very raw and real. And I'm telling you, some of them, as I was recording them even, it felt very real. Like, in other words, it didn't feel like a drama or a show or pretend. None of that. It never does. It always is very authentically from me. Which requires me then to dig deep and to figure out what the fuck is going on inside of me. Yet I also have to recognize this balancing of the scales and this realization of these abilities of me picking up on a tremendous amount of what's going on throughout the world without knowing what's going on throughout the world. And so they've had me record things that were recorded well before anything that is going on in the world today. And it's eerie, similar, or relatable as to what is occurring in the current climate. And so we'll see. This I'm recording today, but those were recorded, some just a month ago, actually, and some months ago. But for the most part, even though I'm not caught up to speed because I still have so much in the queue, I feel like I'm closer in date. Does that make sense? It's like I feel like I'm always behind, even though I try to dump out so many. But I feel like the ones that I'm uploading now, I think like the last ones I uploaded, I think they were around 4th of July. Well, I think we're still in July, right? Yeah, it's July 30th. So that's what I mean. It's like the stuff you'll hear recording, even though I still have so much to get out, it's getting closer to real time. And so I might put this one up today, which is July 30th. And just as kind of a forewarning that the few ones to follow this one, they might be a little hard to listen to. In other words, I think it depends on who you are and where you are in your journey, whether you should listen or not, because they're like very depressive states. They're in like helpless and hopeless and hurt. A lot of hurt was coming through. A lot of, but I don't necessarily always share it that way. Yeah, you'll hear if you want to hear, but I do want to put in this forewarning, and that it's so important to also cleanse the palate, right? Like if you do choose to listen, I haven't moved on past these to hear what's after them. I'm sure there's good somewhere after them, but I haven't gotten to those yet. I stopped listening because I was like, oh man, they're harsh. I don't know if I should post them. So anyway, this is the heads up that if I do choose to put them out, which I might today in a few minutes, prep yourself for like some dramatic and harsh and real and raw. Like it almost sounds suicidal. It does. I mean, I said, get me out of here. And so, I mean, some people can listen to what I put out and won't be fazed by it at all. Others might strike a chord. So that's why I'm just giving the heads up. But then to clear your palate, go listen to some Esther Hicks or Marissa Peer or Tony Robbins or somebody who can help clear your palate and help you refocus correctly if it is something that you choose to listen to. Don't do it if, that's always the case. If you start hearing something and you just can't, then don't force yourself to. And I know I'm probably a challenging one because most of my messages are beneficial towards the middle and the end. It takes me a while to pick up that speed because it does come through often as words and scenes and this and that. And so it's like it's a slow start for them to get flowing in me. And And so I think some people who do listen do know that about me and do know to wait till the middle or the end so that they can really get benefit from the message. But many people are no longer patient in this day and age, and they want it here and they want it now. And if you're not giving them golden nuggets in the first 2 minutes or first 30 seconds, or really probably the first 5 to 15 seconds, they're turning you off. Well, you also know that I'm not great with the computer. By the time this thing starts, half the time I didn't realize it started. So it takes me 15 seconds of silence sometimes. and then I'm like, oh shit, it started. So then I start talking, but I don't always know. Or sometimes I'll start talking and I'll be like, oh, I don't think it's recording. So I stop and then I repeat myself. So if you're one of those people, I'm certainly not for you, because although I think what I have to say is beneficial for so many, I know many they'd go batty listening to me. Okay. I think that's enough. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.